What's up, guys? It's Ben 10,000 YJ, your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero, and today, guys, I'm going full Aquaman.
My man.
Stick around. So now I have a functioning Mermail deck, thanks to my buddy Edwin, which you guys have seen him on the channel a few times. And we're going to get into it. This has been the first time I have ever had a Mermail deck on this channel before, and you know, I've always was interested in the deck, but I never could play it because I couldn't afford it, and now I can, so I'm gonna play it. So if you guys are new here, because I know I have a few new guys here, while I was having a little bit of a weird week last week. Whew, it was that wonky. But if you're new here, essentially this is how we do things. We have this little, conversation here at the front. Towards the middle, we have the replays, where you guys get to watch me, kick it on the computer. And after that, I go over the deck profile, and I go over, like, basic combos and things like that. So without further ado, let's go full Aquaman. Right, there you have it, guys. This is, I don't know what to call this, my Mermail Atlantean deck, my budget Mermail Atlantean deck, I guess. Essentially, you can pretty much ignore the entire extra deck for this deck. I mean, you're only going to use, like, 3 cards. I use Abyss Dweller, obviously Mistar Boy, and, like, Armored Kappa the most. But you can pretty much just swap out the rest of it for whatever you want. The rest of it for me was just filler. I mean, you could also, I have gotten lucky before and gotten the whole, like, Bahamut Shark and Totally Awesome play, which is really fun, but it rarely happens. Just to be honest with you. Most of the time that I play this deck, I am literally just ramming face and blowing up and basically nuking their board. Essentially, the True King Bosteros, I know I have probably butchered that name, admittedly, and the Atlantean cards, like infantry and marksman. Between those cards, we pretty much take out any kind of back row problem and some front row stuff, depending on the, like, you know, because it's face up or set cards. It's not monster or spell trap, but most of the time these cards are used to take out problematic back row and floodgate cards. And then, of course, we're playing the one Christian Rosinix. This card's whole purpose is, once it's in the graveyard, we banish it, get the token, it makes Miss Starboy, which is what we want, to give all these guys a 500 boost. Essentially, we have one Mermail Abyss Spike. I mean, he's just another way to discard cards, admittedly. You probably could take this card out, truth be told. We got the Aqua Spirit, just another water monster to put on the board, probably along next to Dragoons, because if you make the right play, you might be able to go into Abyss or Bahamut Shark, and it's totally awesome, which, you know, is totally awesome. That's right, I went there. And then, of course, you'll have the Moon Glacia, the Elemental Lord, which we can search off of the Dragoons. Now, I mentioned this was a budget deck because I guess at some point lost my third copy of Atlantean Dragoons. So if you're looking for a card to replace this with, put a third copy of Atlantean Dragoons. I lost my third copy. I don't know where it is or if I traded it away a long time ago. I haven't touched Atlanteans in what feels like a decade. So, but this is my personal Mermail Atlantean deck, so I'm playing with what the best I got. And thanks to the Prince here, it's not so bad only having one. But essentially, this is what we have. We just, we play the Prince, we drop this guy, we also got the 1-for-1 to get to the Prince. Moray of Greed and Reckless Greed here, basically to plus and fix our hands if they're not quite playable, because Moray of Greed actually is pretty useful, because there are times where I will draw all of the guys that I want to ditch cards from my hand with, or all the cards that I want to sit here and ditch stuff with. And it drives me batty. So essentially, Moray of Greed will fix your hand when it's not optimal, and then of course you get Salvage to go plus and get back your resources that you already used, so you can go into further pluses. I mean, if you play this just right, you can really go plus and wreck somebody really easily. I have gotten Abyss Megalo at the highest I have gotten him in playtesting and all that stuff to get this deck the way to where it functions. The highest I have gotten him was, I want to say, 2,300 extra points, which would put him at 4,700. That's about the highest I've gotten him so far. Consistently, the highest I've gotten was 41, which that's not bad. I'll take it. But it's, yeah, he gets pretty beefy, especially once you get one of these equip spells, get a Abyss Dweller and a Starboy. Oh yeah, you're looking at OTK Central. So that's the big combo in this deck. You're really just looking to abuse the Atlantean Prince here to go into all your big stuff here, and then you probably want to open with an Abysstius. Occasionally, we only have one Abyss lead. This is another card you probably could take out. It's not required. I just play it because, I mean, it's another level 7 to play. I mean, he's a little more costly than the others, but the idea of getting back a Mermail card just seemed good. Or, excuse me, a Mermail Equip card back, because these are the only Mermail cards we're playing. There's Abyss Scale and Abyss Kraken. They just seem good. So, and I think this guy can get them back. So, yeah. This is, I don't know, this might be pretty standard. I mean, and like I said, the extra deck here is subject to change. You don't necessarily need all of these. Like, I would argue, like, if I was to, like, okay, so everything behind the Spider Shark here, I've never played. I've never played any of these cards. They never show up. They never pop up. But I have played all of these at least once. Another card you might want to add might be something like Big Eye, if you want to take your opponent's stuff. Another one you might want to think about is obviously a lot more Link monsters that are more beneficial to the archetype. You're never going to see me personally perpetuate the U-Lock unless they make the U-Lock cheap to pull off. If they make a bunch of generic Link monsters that can easily pull it off, I mean, I might go to that route. But the truth is, I'm never going to go out of my way to show a U-Lock-based deck because I personally don't like it. I think it's a degenerate play, and I don't want to perpetuate that. So, you're not going to see me do that here on this channel. I don't appreciate the U-Lock. So, I don't like it when it's done to me. I don't want to perpetuate it and do it to somebody else either. I want a good, clean game, and that is the goal with Yu-Gi-Oh! For me. And so this is what you have here. This is my Mermail Atlantean deck. If you guys like this deck profile, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and let me know that you enjoyed it. That means a whole bunch to me. If you're new here, maybe consider subscribing for more Ben 10,000 of YGO, your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero. And it's a little bit on the late side for me as I'm making this video, so if I sound exhausted, I apologize. Last week was very, very tiring, and I still haven't quite recovered, so. But I'm back into full swing, boys, so hopefully a few nights sleep, and I'll be, you know, your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero will be back to 110%. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm Ben2000, your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero, and I am signing off. Peace, guys.